All right, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Please accept my greetings. I am here again to share something very, very important with you. As you all know, I tried severally yesterday, your time, I don't know, but I tried to stream live. Okay, I tried severally, and something happened. I was not, allowed to stream at that point in time. But I now know the problem. Like I told you, some people are actually grieved that car report is bullying them and all that. That's just the fact. Then again, they don't want us to talk about how you can apply for your ID card. I was trying to share it with you. Hopefully, they're not going to attack this one. That's why I have to pre-record it. Then I cannot present it to them and see as if they're going to accept it or not. But if you are watching it, that means I have actually accepted it. So let's go through that and make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is not a live broadcast. This is not live stream, but this is just, kind of a presentation that is coming to you based on what you wanted to discuss about. Some time ago, I told us that somebody out of her own will, our mommy, our sister, our daughter, all right, decided to help us to register some people who are residing in Africa. Register them to have their ID card. As you know, the importance of ID card. I told you previously that some of us that lives in South Africa should not apply because this free access or this gift from our mommy is actually for those that are not able to fund their ID card. If you are living in any other part of African country, any other part of Africa, like those countries that are around Nigeria, you know what I mean, West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, name it, you can actually apply. But unfortunately, people that is required, the people that are needed now are just 4 people. So if you apply faster, you are in. If you delay, I'm sorry, you may be out. Sometime ago, I made such an announcement and I told you that those of us that live in South Africa should not apply because I believe that people in South Africa can afford it. But now, based on the crisis going on there, and they actually need to leave the country. In fact, my advice to you, if you are living in South Africa, is to try your best to relocate and maybe nearby country, all right? Anywhere you can, please leave the country. That's my advice, simply because I've watched videos of them, the thread, and what they're saying. I can tell you that something is fishy and they're cooking up something. But it's up to you, though. But remember, maybe shop piano. So please save your life and guide yourself because you never can tell what the future may hold. I'm not wishing you bad, and I wish that everywhere is calm and peaceful. I just wish that I am wrong. Okay, but please safeguard yourself before testing this kind of ocean. Now you cannot apply. I'm giving you that chance now to apply. If you are in South Africa and you want to apply, please apply. But guess what? You expect to do something. Learn how to supply your information. Don't give false information and half information. If you do, your name will be struck out. They will take you out. And how are you going to make sure that you supply the right information? That's important of the video. Before we now venture into the reason why you are seeing the pictures, you are seeing of these people here who claim they are in Washington, D.C., they are meeting people and all that. We are going to closely look into their affairs and what I've done in Washington, D.C., a little bit of it. All right. Now, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about what the video is all about. Let's do this a little exercise on how to gather your information before you can even talk of applying or requesting for somebody to help you out on that. So pay close attention on what you are seeing on the screen. This is the link. Once you click on the link to apply, you now have this page that says apply documents. Apply documents is here. And once you come there, you will see national ID card, national identity card eligibility. Then you now see national identity card, okay, reapplication and all that. So click on national identity card, okay, application, which is the one down here, or any of them can go though, but click on this down one. Once you click on it, it will bring you here. Okay, just click on the first one, rather, the national identity card eligibility. Click on it. Okay, then once you click on it, it will bring you here. Okay, scroll down and come there that says apply for national identity card. You click on it. When you click on it, it will come here. You said apply. It says start application. You click on it. Then this portal will open for you where you can now supply your information. Now, because you cannot apply for yourself because you don't have money to make payment, take your pen and paper down, or maybe go to your WhatsApp, begin to type, use your mobile phone, copy this by putting first name, you put column, then you put your first name. Then you come here again, you see middle names. You type it, put column, then type your middle name. Last name, do the same thing. Then scroll down and supply all the information that is needed, date of birth, when you were born, your gender, are you a man or a woman? You put it. Where is your Biafran hometown? Answer that. Country of birth, where you were born, put it. Are you in homeland or diaspora? If you're in homeland, that means you don't need to apply at all because this application is not for those in homeland. Homeland is Biafran land or even Nigeria. All right, do not apply because after application to send it to you may be an issue. Okay, the Korean people may, you know what I mean? So for your security reasons, do not apply yet. Now, when you scroll down here, you see what is the best number to contact you. Put your phone number, then best email to reach out to you. You put it, then address where you are living. It must be correct. Otherwise, after that, the ID card will not get to you because you can only receive it through this correct address. That's why you must put the address of where you are living and city. Type it. Type all this. You have to type the question and answer it. Type the question and answer it. Then state your state. Find out your state. Where are you from? Ikemba or Domego and all that. Country. Okay, put the country where you're living. Okay, this is state. It has to do with your address. Sorry, where you are residing abroad. If you are living in Ghana, state and everything. Put it correctly. Everything has to be your real address where you are living and postal code, because the Korean people will use that to convert this ID card after everything for you to have it and use it. Verify your identity. Here, you have to choose the valid document you have: driver's license, national identity card, or passport, a national passport. Then choose one, and of course, you send a copy of it, okay? And then signature for the ID card and all that. This one, you can just forget about it. Then this part that says make your ID card payment. This is the reason why somebody is filling the form for you. Now, after you must have gathered all this information, message me on WhatsApp and said, I am ready now. I have my ID card information. Please, how will I supply the information? How to reach out to me on WhatsApp? My phone number is here. See it on the screen. Okay, you just take a screenshot of it or write it down, pause the video and write it down, or take a screenshot. All right. So once you can gather all this information, then you now reach out to me and say the information is complete. Then I will not give you the email where you are going to. Don't send me all these questions. Don't send me the information. Just tell me, kind report, I want to apply. I have the information. Please give me the email where I can send it. I will not give you the email where you now supply your information. And of course, make sure you often check that email, because if there's anyone that you did not answer correctly, or if there's anything they want to verify from you, they will email you and ask you, or make sure your phone number is on your WhatsApp, because your phone must be in WhatsApp. Make sure that you are active on that phone number on WhatsApp so that they can reach out to you and make some correction. So the person will now fill the information and make the payment for you for free. If you're in Europe, do not apply. If you're in Canada, America, South America, Asia, do not apply. Do not, you can apply your own, but do not supply the information. This one is for people that somebody want to make payment for them for free and give them the ID card for free. How to meet up? You have to reside in a country in Africa, not Nigeria. Then you can forward the information. Those of you that forwarded it before, your message is not complete and therefore it has been cancelled. All right. Some of them are already succeeded, but please make sure you do the needful, and make sure you send every information correctly. Now, that is the message I have for you. Let's move to the reason why we are here. According to the title, a closer look to what Nkere is doing in Washington, D.C. Now, let's go there and see what Nkere is doing, so that we may have, if you have something to say, we cannot say it. All right. Remember, Nkere told us that he is in Washington, D.C. They have been bragging about it, telling you that this is where to go, this is how to go about it, and they know everything about what they're doing and all that. I want to start by sharing some videos with you. Remember, they have opened a new radio that's called a VOP. Is it TV or radio? I don't know what it is, but because I can only see some clips from Sonak Parawa online, so I don't know if I don't know anything about the so-called TV station or radio station. Anyway, here this from Betty Ford. All right, Betty Ford have something to say. I believe most of you know who she is. I believe most of us know Betty Ford. Hear this.
I left with Nigeria passport. I was a Nigerian citizen until I became a British citizen, and I ditched the Nigerian passport. You also, when our former Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa used scissors to cut his own Nigerian passport.
Now, she said our former Prime Minister. This is the level. When we talk about class of saboteurs 2026, some of you don't understand. All right, we may stretch this wide, that may include many people, but time will tell. Let's just run this video the way you planned it, because the system has been challenging me for this particular topic the whole day, and that's why I have decided to record it, not to stream it live. And please, you can also as well support us in any way you can. Those of you that want to support us, maybe normally people think that you can only super chat when you are streaming live. They forgot that every video that we upload, there's an option that says thanks. That option you can actually support. And also, that's one will cost you money. The free version of it is liking the video and share it to many platforms of your choice. The battle that I had because of this video will tell you that what we do here actually has some impact that people don't take, people don't observe it properly. But you have to appreciate, the fact that we are not here to cause any problem, but to expose the lies and plans of evil people. Look at this woman talking about PM as a former prime minister. What makes him former? I don't know. Very wicked and evil people. Yeah.
So we all that are Biafrans, that they are pushing outside Nigeria, they push us away. We are in South Africa. We are in Ghana. We are in Congo. We are in Gabon. We are in China. We are in Sierra Leone, Liberia, America, UK, France, Germany, all over. We are leaders. And we answer Nigeria. And this very humble gentleman, retired Ambassador Taibonaj, he said that it surprises him why Nigerians do better abroad than at home. But he does not understand that those doing better abroad as Nigerians are Biafrans. We travel a lot. We travel far and wide because Nigeria itself, those called Nigeria, the Nigerian government controlled by Fulanis, are pushing us away. They are pushing us away. Nigeria belongs to Fulani and Yorubas. That is the honest truth. Nobody will say, oh, you are lying against the Yorubas, or you are lying against the Fulanis, because they are the ones controlling what is in our land. Sokoto Caliphate alone has almost 24 oil wells. Only him. Even Asarid Okubo that is converted and become their eye, Islamic eye in that area of Nigeria. He doesn't even have half, let alone one.
After making this kind of speech, then allow her to make a decision. He will not tell you that Nkere is the answer. What the difference between what Nkere is doing and what Nigerians are doing? You see, the moment you decide you detach yourself from due process, I'm not talking about due process of DS. I'm talking about due process. Learn how to respect office of the leaders, not even the leader himself. The hatred on DPM and Biafrans comes from the angle of not knowing what you're supposed to know. You have Biafran Prime Minister Samonekba, who was detained and jailed, and now you have somebody who's so desperate to answer Prime Minister, claiming that he's leading you, forcing people, begging people, dragging people to support him by fire by force, without presenting himself convincingly to people that he thinks that is going to support him. Because you before you say you're a leader, you must showcase some of these qualities that actually make you a leader. You don't just say, I'm a leader, I want to be a leader, without presenting facts, roadmap, effort, knowledge, the way you carry out yourself, what you do will portray you to that, limelight. But the moment you begin to, stagger around, your interest is just to be a honorable Prime Minister, APM, you are walking behind the scene and you're constantly having meeting after meeting because you want to build cabal. That is what Nigeria is known for. How can you run away, say you don't like Nigeria, and you are backing up that kind of move? It surprised me. You see, you can hear what she's saying about Nigeria. Then look at her choice and where she belongs. After all this is done, she will start telling you to donate money.
And every time you will be claiming that oil belongs to them. While Sokoto Caliphate, a foreigner, owns everything. So, Biafrans, when you hear that Nigerians, they do very well abroad and they don't do well at home, the man said that he is surprised. But now he has known that it is the government's fault. Are we going to keep talking this way every time? Like a crying baby? No, my people.
But your action says yes. That's the problem. That's the problem. No, my people, but your actions and what you are doing, it says yes, you want to continue crying every day. You declared Biafra. What did you do about it? You fall back. You have to continue crying every day. PM said that the reason why we are going to declare Biafra is because there's a document we are going to generate. That without this document, you cannot talk about recognition. In fact, without it, every other thing that you are doing, you are just playing. Then you declare the generated document, then you have to go back to continue playing. And you're here asking people, are we going to continue that way? When you have already answered yes by your action. Listen.
We need to support our own government because we can see it coming. We can feel it coming. Nobody will say, oh, we are not seeing anything. The light, the smell of Biafra is everywhere. In Washington, D.C., the country that mattered so much in this world, because when America leads, others follow.
This is their slogan. Therefore, they just abandon what they used to tell you. That when you equip the army and protect your land, that is the only way to go. Without it, you are nothing. All of a sudden, they are not talking about when American lead. Mike Arnold exposed them that when you mentioned Biafra, doors and windows, I'm not adding windows though, doors will be shut on you, meaning that nobody will listen to you. The same Washington that they claim that visiting often here and there and all that. So this is something that people need to pay close attention to, because the lie and pretense is shocking. Now here, Sona Barawa, pay attention. We are here.
Until now that the Biafran people decided to come together and then form a government. They are not happy that there is a government, and it's not just a government, but a proactive government that is doing something. Many of you,
they have a proactive government that is doing something. Just always understand the words that they're using.
You have fallen for this trap of 100 men. I wonder how you will fall for a group of blind people who have lived for the past 15 to 20 years, but they could not go into Washington, D.C. to deliver anything and to have a result. But okay, Nkere, and the Biafran government in exile started going to work.
I hope you are not doing this on purpose. How can you be putting yourself?
Difference.
Wait.
And these people are very angry that why should we make a difference while they have been for the past 15 years, they did not make a difference. They are not happy that Biafra is going forward. They are not happy that the US Congress are now discussing and talking about Biafra. They are not happy that people now feel comfortable to engage about Biafra and to give their opinion and counsel. They are not happy that Biafra has reached out to this stage where people never expected. They are so damn hungry that the money that they have been making deceiving Biafrans for many years has been taken away from their hands.
All right, like I told you, let it be on record. What Nkere is doing, visiting Washington D.C. is actually one of the choices that PM actually initiated. You are not the brainchild of visiting Washington D.C. It's actually PM Samoneba. Now, what Nkere and Sona Barawa and their gang did is to push PM away by changing the document and removing PM entirely. Then, because they have, just like when you tell, just let me give you an example. Imagine you are writing an exam, you're in the examination hall, and somebody asks you to assist him to help me to solve one or two questions, and the number one have to answer. Like one of the questions has to answer, and the person tell you, okay, the answer, you see, now this number one, just put yes, and the other one just put yes. Two options. Number one, it should be yes, the other one maybe. Okay, then somebody say put yes, write yes, and the answer, the first line of the number one, the answer is yes. Because of your stupidity, you say okay, you write yes. You just stood up without waiting for the second answer to be handed over to you. You think that you have known it, you know it all. In fact, you just abandon the person. You just insulted the person that you don't want to listen. You don't need his or her help anymore. You have gotten what you want. You forgot that this question has two answers. They give you one, and you are not jubilating. You started, you started acting abnormal. Thinking that you know it all. You have gotten the answer, and you cannot damn the person. You cannot just talk the person anyhow. You don't care. You don't want to associate yourself with him or her anymore. You think you have solved the problem, and the person means nothing anymore to you. You forgot the answer is two. You have gotten one. Out of your stupidity, you fail to receive the second answer. For you to score complete mark on that question. Visiting Washington D.C. to do what? To have handshake, constantly having handshake. Even we that are not going there, I'm talking about independent media like me, who observe these things from afar, we have asked questions. What are they doing in Washington D.C. actually? Is it just having handshake? Can you show us a clip of you having some meetings like Joseph Okechukwu did, like very other people have done? Mike Arnold in congressional briefing was able to present his case live with people, audience, people that matter listening. You claim that you want to call your own congressional hearing, congressional briefing, whatever you title that. You went there, only you. Other people gathered there. The only person that is foreign there is Mike Rubin and Elias, what's the name of the guy? Elias Grasoles, or whatever he called himself. These two white guys were the only people there that are foreign. Others are Biafran that have never traveled to African continent for a very long time. You know, they don't joke with anything party, anything get together. For a year, their best clothes, best attire, and begin to parade themselves around in front of camera. What have you achieved with that? How far was it that your congressional briefing trend? It ended in your circle because there's no meaningful thing to gather there, and you will keep on fronting it to your gullible that you have done something marvelous. Now hear this guy again, then I will move forward to show you something.
This is where their anger is coming from. Friends, to assess and ask the question, why are they so pained?
Can you imagine?
So pained, and who will help them out?
Anyway, this is just a waste of time, but you understand the message, right? Now, I want you to observe something here, because here, this is supposed to be the VOP radio or TV. Look at what you are seeing here. Okay, pictures. Okay, meeting people, having a handshake. Okay, meeting different people, different personalities. Look at it. And this is because of this, you have to pay money. Look at it. Are you following? Can you imagine? Are you following? Nothing more. Nothing more. No document, nothing whatsoever. And for you to see how desperate these people can be, they will tell you that okay, they're going there for recognition. He's going there for recognition. Look at this congressional briefing. You know, this is the congressional briefing. Let me take it back a little bit. This is what they look at the gathering here. The picture is not clear, but they remember they have open TV and the radio. But yeah, the picture looks like in 80s and 70s. Look at now. The picture here is Biafran people gathered together and just to form this to deceive, you know, their fellow Africans or fellow Biafrans. Nothing new. Picture after picture, handshake after handshake. Look at, they even duplicate some of the pictures, you know, and let it just fill the screen. Look at meeting people after meeting, not meeting like you're having a meeting, having a conversation, but handshake after handshake, handshake after handshake, nothing whatsoever. And sometimes they will give this flyer. Okay, this thing you are seeing here, is it constitution? Is it charter? Whichever way, if it's charter, then are they using charter? Now, they have what they call bylaw, but they keep on fronting this. Let me get it. Listen. Watch. This is it. I'm not the one that organized this. They are the one that this is what they look at. Okay, let me go back a little bit and show you what happened here, because you may not understand the game they played here just now. Pay attention. Let me play. Yeah. So we go back again. You see how they multiply the name. Okay, how they multiply. Look at. I'm trying to pause the voice. Okay, you see how they multiply people. In one picture they will duplicate it, fill it up with the with the same picture on the screen. So I'm gonna pause it once you look at it here. The same man, they duplicate it multiple times. Okay. Why? Because you can see this man everywhere. You know who posted this? Look at the woman, a very devilish human being. Okay, he said, we have endured years of sabotage and we not repeat that part with any self-style Biafran Messiah fronting for Nigerian interests. What do you mean by that? Look at this woman. we have endured years of sabotage, and we not repeat that part with any self-styled quote Biafra Messiah fronting for Nigerian interests. I mean, these years of sabotage taught us one lesson: never again will we follow opportunists pretending to be Biafran Messiah while serving their personal interests. Look at this woman. Our lobbyists, Alexander Elias Grasodes, and our attorney Ahmed Dabiri are men of integrity. Through their work, our cause has reached the cordon of power in the U.S. Congress. In U.S. Congress, Briggs' mandate cannot be stopped. We remain focused. We are not fighting against anyone, fighting genuinely for Biafran, but please leave Briggy alone. Visit our website, support our recognition. Okay, now let's go to the website to see how they are, recognizing. Remember, this part, visit our website and support our recognition. So what are they doing for that recognition? Because last time we checked, you must have the document at hand after declaring Biafra. All right, you must generate a document that proves truly that you actually want recognition. How are they doing that? The same people told you that Biafra was declared on 2nd of December, which is a lie. It can be verified in the whole wide world. Go to Wikipedia, go to Google, type it, you see that these guys are lying, number one. Number two, they say that the USB government, Biafran government that it was declared are USB charger. Remember the name, USB was not actually initiated by DPM Dr. Abesa. It was planned and voted for when you voted self-referendum. It is there. Now, they undermine all the process. They did not generate any document. Yet they are going to Washington, D.C. to do what exactly? Because if you say you are going there for recognition, you must have what it takes to be recognized. Just like when you know that before you can, before you are admitted to any tertiary institution, like Nigeria, for example, you must have your WAEC or NECO or GCE, all right? Or not only, no, you must have this WAEC, NECO, GCE. You must pass. You can combine the results. Then you must have JAMB. That will determine your cutoff mark, depending on the course that you want to study in university, in polytechnic, in any tertiary institution. If you don't have this, these are basic requirements. Then you have to pay your school fees and get yourself ready for lecture, depending on the school that you have got admitted to. But if you don't have this, how can you be saying that, oh, remember, you don't have this, you have not been admitted, then somebody is telling you, and you are asking people to give you school fees. School fees cannot be given to people that have gotten admission. If you don't have admission, how can you be telling people to that? I wake up in 6 a.m. I go to school, I come back late in the evening. Please, I'm struggling. I need somebody to assist me with my school fees and money for me to buy handouts. There's a project. It is time for my IT. I need to do this, build this, and do that and that for my IT. Before you start demanding those things, you were expected to have gotten admission. Do you understand? If you don't have admission, then how on earth will you be asking people to give you money for school fees? You're asking people to pay your school fees when you don't have admission. Nobody has admitted you. You have not been admitted to any school, and you are asking people to give you money that you want to pay your school fees. You want to buy your handout. It is not possible. It is practically not possible, unless if you actually want to scam people, then it's understandable. But not when you have been caught from that lies and you say that somebody is sabotaging you. Who is actually sabotaging who here? Is it me or you? Who is sabotaging who? Now, in case if you don't understand what I'm saying, hear this.
But what are we going to gain from this convention? What we're going to gain is that every document that we're going to generate from this convention become legal document that we'll be using for the political approach and diplomatic approach for the Biafra independence and recognition. This document will be sent to the United Nations. This document will be sent to the U.S. Department of State, U.S. or every department that foreign department, the Congress and all that. We have it. European Union and every other region that we feel that needed to have it to support Biafra at the UN. That's where the whole thing is going to start. Only then Biafra will have a name. Now it is only noise we're making. And Nigeria have understood this very well. They know where.
Now that when after declaration, they're going to generate this document, and this document will be submitted to appropriate quarters, like congressmen that there is not meeting without anything to show them, and have to submit this, submit that. That is the purpose of declaring yourself your freedom. The question is, are they not doing that? Is that what Nkere is doing, or different thing? Which document is Nkere submitting? And he went further by saying that if you don't do this, we are actually making noise. You see, constantly visiting the Washington DC without doing what's supposed to do there, or what is expected of you to do them, may have lead to this shutting doors on people that mentioned Biafra. According to what Mike Arnold said, which I 100% believe on. I trust everything he said there, because he always side the truth. For now, unless if there's anything later that comes up, then I will tell you. But for now, I cannot doubt Mike Arnold on his judgment or his assessment. He said that somebody very close to what is going on in Washington DC told him this. He's so kind to even reveal it to some of you. So you doubting it is on you. I don't know what's wrong with you. You see, this is one of the things that made them to remove PM so that they cannot. Can they play the video to their audience? Can they play it? They will not. But guess what? 99.9% of them actually know the truth, but they're actually, people of this common interest. They're pursuing one goal, which is sabotaging, pretending, and making money from this. That's why Mike Arnold laughed when he tagged the Nkere group this quote that is, as Ayogo put out there, that he's paying Elias Grasoles and their group, the lobbyists, $66,000 monthly. According to the report, Nkere people, they're bragging about, they did not deny whether they're paying 10,000, 20,000, or whichever way, whatever amount, it is not worth it. Now, let's go further by, because Eunice PB says something here that I want you to take notice of. She said here that, look at what she said here. Visit the website, she said, okay, for your recognition. Visit our website and support your recognition. Let's see what I'm doing in that website that will kind of prove to you or convince you that they are doing something truly for recognition. This is their website. Okay, when you come down here, all you can see is Nkere meeting the Cruz, the picture of the congressional briefing or congressional hearing, which you don't know, Daily Post bragging that Nkere, the Brigade Acting Prime Minister, provide explosive testimony to U.S. Congress calling for release of Mass Nnamdi Kanu and whatever. But this thing here is actually paid for, sponsored. Okay, Nigerian Daily Post, and I don't think that they're foolish, but I don't think they are other foolish to make this on their own. It is actually sponsored and paid for. So that's my take on that. Then when you come down here, let's see what they have to say here. Okay. Here is view diplomatic engagement with U.S. government and globally, US government and globally. View first ever historical Biafran U.S. congressional briefing. View Michael Rubin speak at the Congress. So because of diplomatic engagement, right? Let's click on it. When you click on it, it will bring you here. I hope you are seeing everything. Let me see if it is readable for you. I think it is readable. Or should I just take myself out and present it the way it is now? Let's see it. Let's see it this way. Now, what you have here is the so-called meeting. So this is diplomatic engagement. The same picture, the same flyers, the same pretense, the same line. Gathering and snapping picture, handshaking, like this, like that. That's all. Nothing more. That's diplomatic engagement. Are you seeing it now? Diplomatic engagement. Did this go on and on? You can see it. That Nkere don't joke with every congressman that he sees. The picture. This is just like when you say, this is my album. Okay? Some he made them too double to just cover up. Look at it. Because this man here is actually the same man here. He's actually the same man here. The pictures is everywhere. Look at it here. That is diplomatic engagement of Nkere. Are you following? Picture. Oh, picture. Now, when you, this is the end part. Okay, you can see this is the ending part of the whole thing. See it down here. Okay, that's all. Let's is it powered by okay? Let's read something in this website and see maybe we are just focusing on picture without paying attention to the write-up. Here, he said, let me go down again because I tried to zoom the image. Okay, now let's try and see if you can make meaning out of the write-up you are seeing on your screen now. He said here, on March 26, 2025, Biafran Republic government in exile, acting Prime Minister APM Nkere and Minister of Trade and Industry, George Chima, met with United States Congressman Gregory Mick, DNY, that is Democratic and New York, ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, HFAC, and former chairman of the House of Foreign Affairs Committee, HFAC. APM Nkere previously met Congressman on February 25, 2026. During the engagement, APM Nkere and Minister Chima had the opportunity to provide an informational briefing to Congressman Mickey about Biafran and the activities of the brigade, including the December, please pay attention, including the December 2nd, 2024 Declaration of Independence in Finland and the self-referendum. Congress Mickey has significant influence over the foreign policy of the U.S. Congress. For example, understand what this guy did here, okay, that he went further to inform the Congressman Mick that he declared his independence on December 2nd, 2024. You can imagine the lie. When the same guy will be shouting, oh, Michael Rubio. If you go to Michael Rubio's website or his speech immediately after declaration, that thing is still online. He put it out there, the actual date, contradicting each other. These guys still have it here in the website, this website, because he don't care about what they will see, how they will see him. He knows what he's doing. The game is to pretend to you that flash those things for you to believe that they're actually doing something and give him money. That money is to reduce the work of the original government. That money, that is really what they're doing, is to divert the attention of people who actually genuinely love their freedom, but making them to suspect and, of course, convince them that they are the right channel by taking their money, claiming it for themselves, and run with it. This is something that people need to understand. The damage is not just one, it's not two, it's not three. These guys have done more harm than good. And I'm not saying you should go after him. What I'm saying is for you to know what he's playing at, what is exactly he's doing. Then let's go through that example that they mentioned here. Where is it again? I have it here around this place. Okay, say for example, the chair and ranking member of HFSC have the authority to block or approve U.S. arms sale to foreign governments. The brigade thanks its lobby firm, Moral Global Strategies, for their facilitation of the meeting and looks forward to having many more direct engagement with senior U.S. officials. Biafra Republic government in exile brigade led currently by acting Prime Minister Nkere has discussed with United States officials possible agreement between the brigade and U.S. government officials. Brigade has had conversation with U.S. policymakers offering both economic and defense deals in exchange for political support, which are being considered. A lie from pit of hell. A lie from pit of hell. You know, this guy thinks he's talking to fools. And what are they waiting to change this APM to PM? I thought he's not PM. Why are they keeping this here? And by the way, has they stopped selling arms because of what Nkere said? Has American government stopped selling arms to the Nigerian government because of this your jargon? You see, what happened in that your congressional hearing and congressional briefing exposed everything about you. Look at another people there said, bringing in talk with the U.S. government over deal making offer, or over deal makes offer public and other nonsense. This is from that, you know, he tried this many times using the Nigerian platform to sell his agenda. Remember, it was People's Gazette, okay, that reported that Nkere sued the US government for the first time before his own ministers. That's when I knew that he's paying those Nigerian media platform to publish his affairs. They're not shying away for that. That tells you that that should let you know that the connection is actually mutual. You know what I mean? Please, I'm going to end it here because the video is getting too long. I wanted to run in a live broadcast on this. It would have given me space to express my feelings without mocking anybody, or without, you know, wasting time. I would have just loved to express my feelings towards the whole thing, and of course, do what I can do to let people know the truth. This guy, Sona Brawa, 8 hours ago, said Friday, 15th May, 10 p.m. different time. Don't miss out whatever different host Briggy PM. Okay, live. Still with okay. This is okay. He want to hold you, but the picture that sharing with you is okay. Meeting, having handshake with some people. It is laughable. Very, very, very laughable. Let me look for that again and flash it for you. Look at it. Okay. Please shine your eyes and avoid these people. They are not for you. Let me know what you think about all of this discussed so far. Please make sure you like the video and share it to many platforms of your choice. God bless you. See you again. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye for now.